black quarterback. So that adjective is not, it's removed. And these guys not only removing those adjectives, they moving the stigma that a black man cannot lead a team to the Super Bowl.
What's going on, guys? So I just got done recording the Doug Williams video, only to find out that I was a little too close to my camera. So bear with me. Enjoy the video. So number 10 on the greatest black quarterback series list is none other than Doug Williams. Now, looking at his numbers, he does not deserve to be on the list. But I was looking at studying for him, and I saw, hopefully I can play it, but if I can play it, I'm definitely going to show it. It was this interview he did last year when they were getting ready for the Super Bowl. You know, it was the first time two black quarterbacks had ever teamed up against or faced each other in the Super Bowl. And so I was looking at that. I think it was ABC who did it. And just, there's so many things I didn't know. I'm gonna leave the link in the description or at the end of the video so you guys can go look at it for yourself. But because initially he was not gonna make the list, but looking at that and seeing what he had to go through, and you know, the trials and tribulations of being the first black guy to do something, I was like, he has to be on the list. He has to be on the list. He only played 9 seasons, no Pro Bowls, none of that. Didn't get a chance. Well, I have some of his college numbers. His college numbers didn't really blow you away. 38 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. So it's not, he didn't do anything world-shattering at Grambling. But I didn't really get a chance to look at his college numbers like that. So if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. He's number 10 just based off the simple fact of there would be no Mahomes, there would be no Jalen Hurts, there would be no Russ, there would be no Cam. I think Steve McNair made the Super Bowl as well. Like, there would be none of these guys if it wasn't for Doug Williams. So we're gonna go through some of his stuff, talk about his numbers, and at the end I'll give you a super duper impact of a roundup of what I think. So Doug Williams out of Grambling. Like I said, didn't really pop for real unless that 1 year. His career numbers: 16,998 passing yards, 100 touchdowns, 93 interceptions, 49.5 completion percentage. And so going forward in this series, we're going to talk about some legacy guys, obviously. So when I give you guys the completion percentages, these are by 2,000 down completion percentages. They didn't throw the ball much in the early days of football, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even 2000s, and some of the 2010s, right? So when I give you guys these completion percentages, like I think I looked at somebody else's completion percentage, and it was like, I think it was Marlon Briscoe's, and his is like 45. Like, that's just the way it is. Terry Bradshaw would not be a Hall of Famer if he played today with those numbers, and he didn't play with all those Hall of Famers in Pittsburgh. That's just the way the game evolved, right? A lot of the guys in the 90s that played in the NBA would not play today because we got Victor Wembanyama taking fadeaway threes at 7'5". You know what I mean? So just the evolution of the game presents that. So when I get into more modern guys, all that will pop up, you know? So, but this video is going to be mostly around the Super Bowl of '87. That's Super Bowl. He won Super Bowl MVP and obviously won the championship, beating a really good Denver team. So I'm gonna leave that in the description, leave that at the end of the video as well. The whole game is on YouTube. The 1987 Super Bowl, the whole game is on YouTube. But I watched the condensed version. Obviously, it's like 2.5 hours. I didn't have type of time. But if you get a chance, really look at that condensed version. It really gives you a sense. My PlayStation being crazy. It really gives you a sense of how football was at that time. And so the defense played well in that game. I'm losing his name right now. John Elway. John Elway was that guy at that point. John Elway was going through that streak of making it to Super Bowls and not winning them and all that, you know. Then Shannon and all them came and he was able to win the Super Bowl and walk away from the game. But he's in the middle of that, right? So the final score was 44 42-10. And they played great. They played great. The biggest thing for me is, and if I can put this in here, I will. Doug Williams got hurt, and it was a nasty fall. Even for those standards, it was a nasty fall he took.
And he gets sacked at the 24-yard line.
He might be hurt. Did you see him twist his leg when he went down? And Doug Williams, boy, did he have his one leg in there at an awkward angle.
If I'm able to get up and walk, that I was going to finish this football game, pain or no pain.
He told the trainers, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. He said, the good Lord, let me get up. I'm going to finish this game. And after that, he was on a monster streak. So he finished the game 18 for 29, 340 yards, 4 touchdowns and 1 interception. At one point in the third quarter, they had 332 yards in total offense. That's in one quarter in 1987. I couldn't get a gauge of the numbers now, but that's normally full game numbers. There are teams that I covered last year, probably Arizona, that didn't mass that many total yards all season. It was a magical game. It was a magical game. And I have on my notes more than numbers. None of this happens, Cam, none of this happens without Doug Williams setting the marker and taking the baton from Marlon to make Doug, right? And so I'm looking at this video that the ABC or whoever put together, right? I'm getting kind of emotional. I'm like, damn, I'm getting emotional. I forgot who said it. And I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments. We've came so far, but we still have so much further to go. And that was ultimately why Doug Williams made the list. I wouldn't have been able to live with myself if Doug Williams did not make this list. A couple other crazy things that led me to this. He played for 2 other teams. He played for Tampa Bay, and he played for, I'm blanking out on the other team. I'll put it on the screen. He played for Tampa Bay, and he played for Washington. Obviously, they were that other name that I'm not going to say now, but they were that name at the time. And his backup was getting paid more than him. Could you imagine? We've all been through it, especially as black men, where you're like, I'm better than him. But just because he is a different color than me, he's better. He gets paid more than me, and it's, who knows if anybody didn't get injured or anything, that he would ever even get his shot, So shout out to Marlon. No, not Marlon. He's in the other video. Shout out to Doug Williams. Couldn't start this list with a better candidate. I had to give you your flowers while you're still here, brother. Thank you for leaving the mark and the foundation to where we can even do this. So that's all I got for you guys. I'll see you guys next week.